Research by two professors at the University of Wisconsin in Superior shows how the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted businesses owned by persons of color. Their report outlines steps that can help Black, Indigenous, and people of color, or BIPOC-owned businesses thrive. Here with more on that research are the study authors. Dr. Saqib Mahmood is an associate professor in the School of Business and Economics at UW Superior, and Dr. Ephraim K. Nikwe is an associate professor in the Communicating Arts Department at UWS. And gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. As we mentioned, COVID-19 disrupted many small businesses in our community and across the country. Would you say from your research that immigrant and minority-owned businesses in the Twin Ports were more susceptible or more vulnerable than other businesses?
Yeah, but actually our research, what we found out, like they're really vulnerable in that sense because they don't know where to start sometimes. You know, information is out there, our research shows the process is there, but not educated enough or not informed enough. I would say rather that information sometimes is not directed towards this community. So that's why there's a bit of a struggle from their end, especially the BIPOC entrepreneurs who are self-proprietorship. They have difficulty, like whom to reach out, especially for the capital and how to start their, develop their business plan.
Dr. Ephraim, what caused the two of you to undertake this research? Why was it done?
Yeah, so when COVID hit, we all knew that it was impacting a lot of businesses, and there had been some studies with BIPOC businesses around the country, and we wanted to find out what is going on in our own backyard. Wanted to know what was going on with BIPOC entrepreneurs in the region. And so Saqib and I started having a conversation and said, well, you are in economics, sustainable management, I'm in communication. Let's come together and do research and find out what is going on with our BIPOC entrepreneurs here. And so we want to know what is going on with these industries or these businesses, and then we also want to find out how can we promote BIPOC businesses in the Twin Ports. Mm-hmm. And so that is one of the some of the reasons why we came together and decided to go ahead and do this research project.
And how did you find these businesses, and how did you collect your research?
It was a bit of a struggle, actually. I would say, like there was no comprehensive directory, actually, on BIPOC businesses. And one of our recommendation is developing this BIPOC business directory. And we are glad to see that Duluth Chambers of Commerce and Duluth Area Community Foundation, along with 1,200 Fund and Entrepreneur Fund, launched this BIPOC business directory event last Tuesday. And we were invited. We're very happy to see that those one of our first recommendations, developing this BIPOC business directory would be a good head start, and we'd love to see more people added, so that next time, it'll be easier for not only for us but anybody. Like, okay, these are the BIPOC businesses in our area.
Saqib is stepping away from how much work we had to put into the list. It was quite an effort. But
in your research, has there been an issue of white business owners failing to reach out to BIPOC owners?
It is not necessarily failing to reach out. So you end up with a lot of communities. That is what we notice. So we have a lot of BIPOC businesses that want to be in their own community, and they sometimes don't reach out. They don't know how to reach out. And so we talk a lot about social and cultural capital, and how sometimes it impacts BIPOC business. What I mean by this is the fact that sometimes it depends on who do you know, who are your network people.
Sure.
How do you reach out? How do you even get to know that there are some grants and loans in certain corners or in certain agencies that you can approach and get some of these things. So it's not like white-owned businesses are not reaching out. It is the fact that we have to create an opportunity for BIPOC businesses to be an integral part of the economy in the Twin Ports.
Mm-hmm. Ephraim, Saqib mentioned that a directory of BIPOC businesses is one of the recommendations. What are some of the other recommendations, tangible things that could really help entrepreneurs of color?
Yeah. So one of the things that we noticed was that a lot of entrepreneurs they had great ideas, but then when they have to implement these ideas, they sometimes some of them don't understand that there are a lot of other pieces to it. So, for example, you have to have bookkeeping, you have to have lawyers, you have to have marketing. There are a lot of things that go into business development. So, one of the things we want to see is to have a one-shop kind of place where if I'm an entrepreneur, I want to start a business, I can go in there and I'll have access to bookkeepers, I'll have access to lawyers, I'll have access to marketing, and that will help my business to grow. So we want to have more business incubations in the Twin Ports that BIPOC entrepreneurs can tap into.
We only have a couple of seconds, but if people want to access the research and find out more about it, where do they go?
We are actually, one of our recommendation is having a Twin Ports BIPOC chambers, which can work collaboratively with the Duluth chambers and the Superior Chambers of Commerce. We think that will be a good start, so that there will be a bit of like a good communication about that, what Ephraim mentioned about this one-stop incubation center, or like to making sure that those issues are addressed, that the social capital, cultural capital, that is, sometimes people struggle to initiate those kind of conversations. So we think that Twin Ports BIPOC chambers would be a good start.
All right. Well, we have only initiated the conversation with you. Hopefully we'll have you back and maybe can find some progress. Thank you so much.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.